There is a moment many women experience quietly when they look in the mirror and think, I don't feel old, so why do I suddenly look tired? It's not your face, it's not your confidence, and it's not your age. Very often it's your hair color. Here's something most women are never told. A hair color can age you more after 60 than it ever did at 40, even if it once looked stunning on you. And the reason isn't fashion, it's biology. It's light. It's how aging skin and hair interact in ways we don't notice until they quietly stop working in our favor. If you've been loyal to the same hair color for years or even decades, there's nothing wrong with you. In fact, that loyalty often comes from strength, consistency, and self-knowledge. But what worked for a younger version of your face may now be adding heaviness, harshness, or dullness without you realizing it. What surprises many women is this. The hair colors that age women after 60 are often the ones they believe are the safest, the darkest shades, the flattest blondes, the colors chosen to cover gray, but end up draining the face instead. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 very common hair colors that tend to age women after 60, and more importantly, I'll show you what to try instead if you want a softer, fresher, more youthful look without drastic change, without chasing youth, and without losing your identity. Everything you'll hear today is grounded in hair color science, facial aging patterns, and professional styling principles used specifically for mature women, not social media trends, not unrealistic beauty standards. Because beauty after 60 isn't about becoming someone new. It's about allowing your appearance to finally match the wisdom, presence, and confidence you've already earned. Let's start by understanding why certain hair colors age us even when everything else feels right. Before we talk about specific hair colors, it's important to understand why certain shades suddenly stop working after 60, even if they looked beautiful for years. Because this isn't about taste. It's about how aging changes the way color behaves on the face. As we age, the skin naturally loses contrast. In our younger years, the face had strong natural differences, brighter eyes, deeper natural hair pigment, firmer contours. After 60, those contrasts soften. The skin becomes more delicate, more translucent, and more reflective. When hair color stays too dark, too flat, or too cool, it creates a contrast that the face can no longer balance. And that contrast draws attention to shadows, lines, and sagging instead of lifting the face. Hair itself also changes. It becomes finer, drier, less densely pigmented. A color that once looked rich can suddenly look harsh or artificial because mature hair doesn't hold pigment the same way. This is why very dark or very flat colors can make hair look heavier, duller, or even wig-like after 60. Youthful hair color reflects light softly. Aging hair colors tend to absorb light instead of bouncing it back. When hair absorbs light, the face appears flatter. The jawline looks heavier. The eyes lose brightness. This is why hair color after 60 should work like lighting for the face, not a frame that overpowers it. This doesn't mean a hair color is wrong. It simply means the relationship between your hair and your skin has changed. What once added drama may now add weight. What once added polish may now add severity. Once you understand this, something becomes very clear. The hair colors that age women after 60 aren't outdated or unfashionable. They're just too harsh for the softness the face now needs. Let's start with the most common one women hold on to, often without realizing what it's doing to their appearance. Let's begin with one of the most common and most misunderstood hair colors that tends to age women after 60, jet black and very harsh black tones. This is a color many women hold on to for powerful reasons. For some, it represents elegance. For others, strength. And for many women of color, black hair has always been associated with richness and beauty. So let's be clear right away. Black hair itself is not the problem. The issue begins when black hair becomes too intense for the softness the face develops with age. After 60, the skin loses some of its natural density and contrast. When jet black hair sits next to that softer skin, it creates a very sharp edge, almost like drawing a bold outline around every line, hollow and shadow on the face. Instead of lifting the features, it magnifies them. This is why jet black hair can emphasize under-eye circles, deepen smile lines and shadows, make the jawline appear heavier, and draw attention away from the eyes. There's another important factor most women don't realize. As hair turns gray, it loses natural pigment variation. When that hair is dyed jet black, it often becomes one solid flat tone, without dimension. The result isn't richness, it's rigidity. This flatness makes the hair look artificial, and artificial color almost always reads as aging. Many women choose jet black because they believe it's the strongest way to cover gray. But strength in hair color after 60 doesn't come from darkness, it comes from believability and softness. If you love dark hair, and many women do, the goal is soft black, not stark black. Here are far more flattering alternatives: soft black with brown undertones, charcoal brown, espresso brown instead of pure black, very dark brown with subtle warmth or lowlights. These colors reduce harsh contrast, reflect light more gently, still feel elegant, polished and strong. When talking to your stylist, avoid saying jet black. Instead, ask for a soft, dimensional dark tone that doesn't look flat or inky. That single sentence can change everything. Choosing a softer dark shade isn't about giving something up. It's about allowing your hair to work with your face, not against it. Because after 60, the most youthful hair colors aren't the darkest ones, they're the ones that let the light back in. The second hair color that often ages women after 60 is one many women choose believing it's the safest option: flat ashy blonde or gray-toned blonde. This shade is extremely common among women who are trying to blend gray hair, transitioning away from darker colors, or hoping to look softer and lighter. And again, there's nothing careless about this choice. It usually comes from practicality. The problem is that ashy blonde is designed to cancel warmth. Ash tones contain gray, blue, or green undertones. On younger skin, that can look modern and chic. But after 60, when the skin naturally loses warmth and luminosity, those same tones can drain the face completely. Instead of softening the features, flat ash blonde often makes the skin look dull or tired, accentuates redness or uneven tone, emphasizes fine lines and texture, reduces brightness in the eyes. This doesn't mean all blonde ages you, it means blonde without warmth and dimension tends to age. Flat ash tones absorb light instead of reflecting it, and after 60, light reflection is everything. Many women stay with ashy blonde because it hides gray regrowth more easily. But here's the trade-off: you may gain convenience and lose vitality. If you love blonde, the solution isn't going darker, it's going warmer and more dimensional. More flattering options include soft honey blonde, champagne blonde, beige blonde with warmth, creamy blonde with subtle lowlights, lived-in blonde that blends gray naturally. These shades bring light back to the face, make skin look healthier, create movement instead of flatness, still blend gray beautifully. Professional colorists rarely leave mature blonde hair one solid shade. They build dimension, highs and lows, so the hair reflects light and looks full, soft, and believable. Choosing warmth isn't about looking younger than your age. It's about looking awake, healthy, and vibrant at your age. After 60, blonde should glow, not disappear. Now there's one more hair color that ages women after 60. And it's often overlooked because it feels safe and natural. Let's talk about the color many women choose to avoid attention that ends up doing the opposite. The third hair color that often ages women after 60 is one that rarely raises suspicion: one-dimensional dark brown. It's often chosen because it feels safe. Not too dark, not too light, not dramatic. And for many women, it once worked beautifully. As we age, hair naturally loses density, shine, and variation in pigment. When dark brown hair is dyed as one flat shade, it removes all visual movement. Instead of enhancing the face, it creates a heavy curtain around it. This flatness can make thinning hair more noticeable. Pull the face downward visually. Emphasize shadows along the cheeks and jaw. Make hair look dated or helmet-like. One-dimensional color doesn't reflect light well. And after 60, light is your best anti-aging tool. Without highlights or tonal variation, hair looks heavier. The crown looks flatter. Volume appears reduced. Facial features lose lift. This is why even a beautiful dark brown can quietly age the face when it lacks dimension. Many women stick with flat brown because it covers gray predictably. It feels low maintenance. It doesn't draw attention. But hair color after 60 shouldn't aim to disappear. It should support your presence. If you love brunette tones, the goal is not to go lighter. It's to go richer and more layered. More youthful options include chestnut brown, soft mocha, dimensional brunette with subtle highlights, brown with caramel bronze or toffee tones, face framing highlights that add lift. These variations reflect light beautifully, create the illusion of thickness, soften facial contours, still feel elegant and natural. Instead of asking for dark brown, try saying, I want a brunette shade with soft dimension that adds light and movement. This signals that you want refinement, not flat coverage. One-dimensional brown isn't aging because it's brown. It's aging because it no longer matches the complexity and richness of the woman wearing it. After 60, your hair should have as much depth as your life experience. Now that we've looked at the hair colors that tend to age women after 60, the real question becomes, how do you choose a hair color that truly works for you now? Not based on trends, not based on fear of gray, but based on how your face, hair, and lifestyle work together today. The most youthful hair colors after 60 create soft contrast, not extreme contrast. Very dark hair next to very light skin, or very pale hair next to deeper skin, can look harsh. Instead, look for a color that gently blends with your natural features while still providing definition. Soft contrast lifts the face. Harsh contrast pulls it downward. One of the most important rules after 60 is this: flat color is aging. Hair with subtle highlights, lowlights or tonal variation reflects light better, looks fuller, appears more natural, softens facial lines. Even a small amount of dimension can make a dramatic difference. While not every woman needs warmth, most women over 60 benefit from it. Warm tones brighten the complexion, make skin look healthier, reduce the appearance of dullness. This doesn't mean going golden or brassy. It means avoiding overly gray, blue or green undertones unless your skin truly supports them. Fighting gray aggressively often leads to harsh aging color. Blending gray, through highlights, softer tones, or transitional shades, usually looks more youthful and intentional. Gray doesn't have to disappear. It just needs to be integrated gracefully. A youthful hair color is one you can maintain calmly. If constant touch-ups cause stress, the color will never feel fresh. The best hair color after 60 grows out gracefully, doesn't demand perfection, supports your daily life. Ease is elegance. When speaking to your stylist, focus on how you want to feel: softer, brighter, more lifted, more natural. Those words matter more than a shade number. Choosing a youthful hair color after 60 isn't about rules, it's about awareness. When your hair color works with your skin, your light, and your life, everything else looks more polished without effort. So today we talked about 3 hair colors that often age women after 60, not because they're wrong, but because they no longer work in harmony with how the face, hair, and skin change over time. Jet black that becomes too harsh, ashy blonde that quietly drains the face, and flat dark brown that removes light and movement. And just as importantly, we talked about what works better instead: softness, warmth, and dimension. None of this is about erasing age. It's about allowing your appearance to reflect the confidence, wisdom, and presence you already carry. A thoughtful hair color doesn't try to compete with your face, it supports it. If this video sparked a new way of thinking, consider this your permission to pause, to look at your hair color not as something you've always done, but as something that can still evolve with you. Sometimes the smallest adjustment creates the biggest lift. If this conversation was helpful, I'd love for you to like the video. It helps more women find content that respects where they are in life. And if you'd like more guidance on aging beautifully, confidently, and intelligently after 60, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which hair color insight surprised you the most, or which one are you reconsidering after watching today? Because beauty after 60 isn't about looking younger than you are. It's about looking fully yourself, with intention, ease, and grace. I'll see you in the next video.